Hey everyone, it is April here, and today I'm going to talk to you more about my stroke and how I'm home now. So my stroke was about a week and a half ago, and it's been interesting. I've been home for almost a week, so yeah, it's still like, I'm still getting used to the word of me having, like, still getting used to being told I had a stroke and still processing it, I guess you could say. I understand I did have a stroke and the side effects and signs that are like the symptoms of a stroke and everything, so I had an idea about me having a stroke, which is one of the things that I thought immediately when it started happening. And I realized I'm going to have to be taking a baby's aspirin for probably the rest of my life, once a day in the mornings, so it's just something I'm going to have to live with, and it's going to be a lot harder finding a job then, because I can do certain things here and there, and I can't overdo stuff because of my hole in my heart I have. I will be going to see my gyno to get my neck put on. In my first video I talked about my neck put on, how it was all great. I had little to no pain. The little bit of pain I had was after the numbing went away, and it was just my arm getting like sore because I was getting used to the fact there was something in there. But with me being in the hospital and everything, they want me to get it removed because they think that it could have caused my blood clot, and it could have been in my leg and it went through the hole in my heart to my brain. But they're not 100% sure it caused the blood clot. Oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups. So that's why they want me to go get it removed, just to be safe and not sorry. And then also it caught the next put on birth control implant that's in my arm has a lot of hormones, and so they feel the hormones is not great for my body, because it's extra hormones that my body is having to process and deal with, which is not too great for my heart and my body itself after having my stroke. So that is why Friday this week I will be getting it removed, which I really don't like having to do, but it's something that I was told I need to do, for having a stroke and preventing another one, basically. And then, like I said, I believe I said it. I have to take a baby aspirin every day, probably the rest of my life. And I have like a few more doctor's appointments ahead of me, because my doctors at the hospital told me to go see a rheumatologist because my ANA marker for autoimmune system was double the normal range. So they want me to go get that looked at and figure out like why it was double the amount or the normal range. And then I'm going to go see a cardiologist after I see them to possibly get the hole in my heart fixed. Might actually see the cardiologist twice. Once to talk about possibly fixing it, and then a second time for the actual procedure, if we do decide to fix it. And then I'm also going to talk to the stroke clinic after I get all those other tests and stuff done, because they want to have a checkup with me in about a month to make sure everything's still going good and that I'm doing better. So yeah, it's just a lot. And yeah, 19, had a stroke, trying to find a job. It's kind of hard though. It's harder now than it was before I had my stroke, because I can't overdo my body, and it's just difficult. It's not per se like harder, but it's just slightly harder to find a job, because I can't have something that's gonna make me overwork my body and everything, because I don't want somebody like I'm trying to get a job for know that I had a stroke, because a lot of times they'll say, oh, we can't hire you, we don't need you, like, we don't need the help at this time, when they have a for hire or hiring sign. They could possibly discriminate me because of me, like, having a stroke, which we don't know what caused it. So they think it's a combination of my heart, my Nexplanon, and just, like, possibly my ANA being double the limit. They think that those three combined possibly caused my stroke, but there's no for sure telling. So that's why they want me to get all these tests done and hopefully, like, be better than I was. When I hiccup, I did ask the doctor that I saw before I left the hospital, which was the cardiologist there. I asked him if when I hiccup, does it hurt because of the hole in my heart? Because it feels like a kind of sharp pain for like a split second when I hiccup. And he told me, yeah, that is from the hole in my heart, because the pressure from the left side goes to the right side, which can cause it to be painful every once in a while when you hiccup. So that's something I've always, like, been curious about, because ever since I was about 5 or 6, I had pain in my, like, chest when I hiccuped. And around 5 or 6 years old, my mom thought it was because I was trying to force myself to burp, which kind of was, because after I would burp, I would hiccup when I was little. So, like, I never saw anything about me having painful, like, hiccups until a few years ago. I mentioned about it and never brought it up to my primary care physician because I didn't think it was, like, a big deal. But now that I'm older and I had my stroke, we found that there is a hole in my heart, which could have been there from birth, but they're not 100% sure. So we're just trying to get stuff done and get all my appointments scheduled and taken care of, and I should be good to go. But I will keep y'all updated and everything. If y'all have questions, comment down below. If you want to know what my decision is for birth control after I get the Nexplanon out, comment down below and I'll do a video on that. Because there's basically only one option for me, and I gotta do research on it before I decide if I want it or not. Because it's the Paragard copper IUD, which is the non-hormone birth control. So we'll see what I decide in the next video. Okay, bye!